Cognizant to the needs of our learners, parents, and teachers, the Department of Education provided us with powerful tools for productivity that will allow us to foster critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, communication and collaboration skills to be compassionate, responsible global citizens. Join us and discover new ideas in our series of professional development training program with the ICTS Edtech Unit and Microsoft Education Philippines. Together, we will equip our learners and empower our fellow educators for a dynamic future. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Sulong Edukalidad.
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICTS Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del P. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to our online ETUlay online tutorial for the subject English 5. We are now on the 4th week, okay? 4th quarter. And our topic for today is using graphic organizers in writing paragraphs, showing comparison and contrast. Okay, so everyone, I'm back, Tutor Lilibet, ang inyong gurong tulay para sa bata. Live na live po tayo ngayon every Tuesday, 3:40 to 4:20 p.m. sa ating Facebook pages, DepEd Edtech Unit, DepEd Philippines, at DepEd tayo. Mapapanood din po tayo sa ating YouTube accounts like DepEd Edtech Unit at DepEd TV. Okay, so again, week 4 na po tayo, quarter 4. Our topic for this afternoon is using graphic organizers in writing paragraphs, showing comparison and contrast. This is a continuation of the previous topic last week. So thank you sa nag-sub sa akin na tutor last week. Maraming salamat po. At medyo may ginampanan lang pong importanteng bagay ang inyong lingkod. Pero ngayon, nagbabalik si Tutor Lilibet, okay? So, going back to the previous lesson last week, yung cause-effect. Cause and effect is a relationship between two things when one thing makes something else happen. For example, if we eat too much food and do not exercise, we gain weight, okay? Eating food without exercising is the cause and weight gain is the effect. There may be multiple or maraming mga causes and marami ding effects sa pagsulat ng isang paragraph. Okay? So, paano ba tayo matutulungan ng relationship about cause and effect pag alam natin to? So, understanding cause-effect text structure is essential in learning the basic ways the world works. Writers use this text structure to show order, inform, speculate, and change behavior. Okay, so aside from learning which one is cause and which one is effect, dapat ni-apply natin yung knowledge about that sa pamamagitan ng pagsulat ng isang paragraph. So what is a paragraph? Again, a paragraph is a brief piece of writing that has a topic sentence and supporting sentences that are closely related to the topic sentence. Okay? Again, cause and effect are about how one thing can cause something else to happen. The cause is the why something happened and the effect is what happened. So, review po tayo. Yes, kung ready na kayo, please click the heart button and share this live video para marami tayong maabot na online learners. Okay, so write the cause or write on your comment box which one is the cause and which one is the effect. Okay, so number 1, Tim forgot his math book, so he was unable to complete his homework. Which one is the cause? Okay, so habang hinihintay ko ang inyong answers, let me greet Vanessa Alimurong, watching from Baruya Elementary School, Lubao West District, SDO, Pampanga. Good afternoon sa'yo. Okay, and of course to Jane Carillo. You are watching from Rojas Elementary School, Santa Ana District, Davao City. Layo nito. Okay, so si Graciel Joyce Butu, good afternoon. You're watching from Lumban Central Elementary School, Lumban, Laguna. And hello to you, Enaj Erica Galang. Okay, na-miss mo ba ako? Na-miss nyo ba ako? Okay, you are watching from Sinigualasan Elementary School, Bacoor City. From grade 5, Sampaguita. And of course, to Irvi Limosnero Linehan. Okay, magandang hapon sa iyo. And Sai Oriel, you're from Palar Integrated School, Taguig City. And si Yukina Asaka from Lagro Elementary School, grade 5. Anong section mo? Biglang grade 5, Juan Luna. Okay? Si Krishaline, good afternoon once again, Krishaline, from grade 5, Molave, Lubao West District, SDO, Pampanga. Okay? Hello, Yukina Asaka. And Jezreel Irish Rehis from Capricorn, grade 5 Capricorn, Canlubang Elementary School. Okay? So, may nag-answer na ba? Good afternoon din, Maria Cleofa Orobia Albano from Camarines Sur. Okay. And also to Kevin Neil Andres Pastor from Francisco P. Felix Elementary School, Unit 1, Cainta Rizal, grade 5, Moriones. Okay, may nag-answer na ba sa number 1? Which one is the cause? Sabi ni Krishaline, Tim forget his math book. Tama kaya ang answer na iyon? Very good, Krishaline. Tama ang answer mo. And which one is the effect? May nag-answer na ba ng effect? Puro cause muna ang nakikita ko. Ayan, effect. Sabi ni Graciel Joyce Buto, ang effect daw. So, he was unable to complete his homework. Let us see. Okay, very good. He was unable to complete his homework is correct. Very good. Now, let's move on to the next item. Number 2, Harry was hungry because he skipped lunch. Which one is the cause? Okay. May nag-answer na ba? Masyado pang maaga para magtingin kung sino nag-answer. Kaya tayo ay mag-greet muna ulit. Okay, good afternoon sa'yo, Saging. Okay, ang ganda ng name mo ha, Saging from Maragusan West District Division of Davao de Oro. Okay, sino pa ang aking babatiin? Si Carlo Mariano. Okay, si Carlo Mariano, good afternoon sa'yo. And si Christine Abby Bolilan from, ay wala pang nakalagay kung taga-san si Christine. Okay. Good afternoon sa'yo, Richelle Cazavina. Okay. Nag-answer si Richelle kanina. Okay, tama yung answer mo sa effect. And tingnan nga natin kung may nag-answer na. Okay, the cause here, sabi ni Lily Labis, he skipped lunch. Okay, ganun din ang answer ni Krishaline and ni Sai. Let us see if tama kayo. Very good. He skipped lunch. And the effect, anong epekto kapag nag-skip ka ng lunch? Sabi ni Rochelle Cazavina, Harry was hungry. O, sino ba namang hindi magugutom pag hindi ka kumain? Okay, so that is correct. Very good. Talagang natuto kayo last week. Now, before we begin our lesson, yan, kakanta muna tayo, okay? This is entitled Compare and Contrast Song or Compare and Contrast Song, okay? To the tune of London Bridge. You know the song? London Bridge. London Bridge is falling down, like that, okay? So, ibahin natin yung lyrics, okay? But the same tune, okay? Like this. Compare to find out what's the same, what's the same, what's the same. Compare to find out what's the same when you're writing. Contrast to find out differences, differences, differences. Contrast to find out differences when you're writing. Once again, all together now, kanta kayo ha. Compare to find out what's the same, what's the same, what's the same. Compare to find out what's the same when you're writing. Contrast to find out differences, differences, differences. Contrast to find out differences when you're writing. O, diba? Sa song pa lang, matututo na kayo tungkol sa ating topic for today. Compare and contrast. Okay? Now, let's move on. Now, what is compare and what is contrast? So, compare means to show how things are alike. Okay, kung paano sila nagkakahawig or nagkakatulad. Now, this word is coming from a Latin word, cum, which means with or together. Okay? Yan, kumakanta si NH Erica kanina. May icons na mic at saka nota. Okay, very good. Now, contrast or contrast means to show. O nga pala, verb ito. So, how do you pronounce it as a verb? Contrast. Okay? So, ang pronunciation sa word na yan, if it is a verb, it is used as a verb, it's contrast. Okay? If it is used as a noun, it's contrast. Okay? Okay, yun. To show how things are different or paano sila nagkakaiba. Paano sila nagkaiba. Okay? Sa itsura, sa pananamit, o sa mga likes and dislikes. Okay? Now, contrast is from a Latin word, contra, okay, contra, which means opposite or against. Okay? So, yun pala yun, ano? Kontra. Sa Tagalog, ganun din ang ibig sabihin. Against ka dun, ayaw mo dun. Okay? Kukontrahin mo. Now, when you are writing, comparison discusses elements that are similar, okay, or the same. Now, contrast naman in writing discusses elements that are different. Okay? Now, let us read this short article, okay, about Billy and Ron. So listen to me as I read, and then you think about how Billy and Ron are alike or they are different, how they differ from each other. Okay? Ready to listen? Okay, mamaya ako babatiin ng mga nagko-comment. So, Billy and Ron are brothers. Billy is 5 years old. Ron is 7 years old. One day, their mom took them to the zoo. Billy wore his red cap and Ron wore his blue cap. They had fun watching all the animals. Ron liked the monkeys the best. He wanted to stay and watch them some more. But Billy wanted to go to see the elephants. Elephants were Billy's favorite. Their mom said it was time to go to see the elephants, and Ron was sad. But their mom said they could come back and see the monkeys again before they left the zoo. Billy and Ron had a great day at the zoo. Now, let's answer the questions. Okay, let's try these. Number 1. Ready na? Which sentence tells how Billy and Ron are different? A. Billy and Ron's mom took them to the zoo. Or B. Billy is 5 years old and Ron is 7 years old. Anong answer? Yes, habang hinihintay ko ang answers ninyo. O good afternoon sa'yo, Tutor Jester. Wow, ang ganda naman ng comment mo sa akin. Super bait mo at super galing mo rin. Mana ako sa iyo. Okay, good afternoon, Tutor Jester. Thank you sa pagsalo sa akin every time I cannot make it. Okay? Salamat sa iyo. And then, good afternoon, Mendez Al. And Andre Cyrus Soria. Good afternoon. Merlin Paalaman. Good afternoon sa'yo. And then, ayan, marami ng answers. Let us see your answers. Ang dami nag-answer na letter B. Lahat ay letter B. Let us see if it's correct. Wow, letter B is correct, di ba? Ang dali lang. Number 2, which sentence tells how Billy and Ron are alike? O, alike naman. A, Billy wore his red cap and Ron wore his blue cap. Or B, Billy and Ron wore caps to the zoo. Okay. Anong answer niyo sa number 2? Kanina nag-answer si Christine Abby Bolilan, letter B. So, tama siya. Pati si Saging, at saka si Krishaline, at si Vanessa Alimurong. Okay? Now, may nag-answer na sa number 2. Si Sai, si Enna, si Krishaline, si Alexia K. Ang answer ay letter B. Let us see if they are all correct. Very good. You are all correct. Good job. Thumbs up. Now, number 3, which sentence tells how Billy and Ron are different? A, Billy liked the elephants the best and Ron liked the monkeys the best. B, Billy and Ron had fun at the zoo. Okay, paano naman sila nagkakaiba sa number 3? May nag-answer agad. And the first one to answer is Erica. Enaj Erica Gala. Your answer is A. Ganun din si Mendez Au. Same with Gracial Joyce and Saging. Okay, let us see if your answer is correct. Letter A, very good. Maning-mani sa inyo. Number 4, which word completes the sentence? When we compare two things, we tell how they are blank. Alike or different? Okay, tingnan na natin kung may nag-answer na. Mabibilis kayo mag-answer eh. May nag-answer na po ba? Number 4, alike. Sabi ni Erica. Let us see if your answer is correct. Wow, very good. Alike. Number 5 naman, which word completes the sentence when we contrast two things, we tell how they are blank? Alike or different? Oh, ang dami na rin nag-answer. Sabi ni Aina de la Cruz, different daw. At si Erica, and you are both correct. Different. Very good. So, alam ko, maraming naka 5/5 sa inyo dyan. Congratulations. Now, here are the tips when you're writing a comparison contrast paragraph. Number 1, choose the people or things or subjects you want to describe. Number 2, organize similarities and differences of your two subjects in a Venn diagram. Ma'am, ano po yung Venn diagram? So, later on, you will know. Number 3, use the transition or signal words that showed similarities such as like, similarly, and both, and differences such as but, however, while, and on the other hand. Okay, so let's focus on number 1 first. Choose the people or things or subjects you want to describe. Tulad nito, let me give you an example. There are 2 boys there, di ba? Okay, so ito muna yung ating dalawang subjects or 2 people, 2 kids or 2 boys. Now, let's move on to the next slide. Ayan, sabi nga, ang comparing ay nagdi-discuss ng kung paano sila nagkakatulad, and then contrasting, nagdi-discuss about how they are different. Okay? Ayan. So, look at the 2 boys here. How they are alike and how they are different. Yan. So, punta muna tayo sa similarities nila. Okay? Comparison tayo. They are both boys, di ba? And they are both watching TV. Also, they like to eat popcorn. Okay? Pareha silang may hawak na popcorn. And then, dito tayo sa differences naman. The boy on the left has a curly hair, and the boy on the right has a straight hair. Okay, and then the boy on the left wears green slippers, and the boy on the right wears blue slippers. Plus, the boy on the left holds a popcorn tub, and the boy on the right holds a tumbler of soda. So, yan, ganyan sila nagkakaiba at yan, ganyan sila nagkakatulad. Okay, so to organize similarities and differences of your two subjects, you use a Venn diagram. Two circles lang yan na overlapping. Yung gitna, you see the middle part, yung gitna, yun yung paglalagyan natin ng similarities nila. Okay? When you compare. And when you contrast, yung left and right parts, dun natin ilalagay ang differences nila. Okay? So, let's move on. Ganyan po. Ilalagay natin yung kaninang nakita nating similarities and differences sa Venn diagram. Going back, ayan. So, sa gitna natin ilalagay yung similarities nila. Like, they are both boys. They both watch TV, and they like to eat popcorn. Punta tayo sa boy on the left side, okay? Yan. So, si boy on the left side may curly hair, he wears green slippers, and he holds a popcorn tub. The boy on the right has straight hair, he wears blue slippers, and he holds a tumbler of soda. Now, sa pamamagitan niyan, mga bata, sa pamamagitan ng Venn diagram, we will be able to write paragraphs showing comparison and contrast. The easy way, di ba? Kasi mas na-organize siya sa Venn diagram. In just one look, you can tell the details already. So, help me write a paragraph using this Venn diagram. Tulad nito. We will use transition or signal words like, similarly, and both. Pero marami pa na available, pwede nating gamitin. Hindi lang yung tatlong yan. So later on, you will see. Differences such as but, however, while, on the other hand. Marami pa rin examples na pwede nating gamitin. Okay? Like this. Oh, yan. Pangalanan natin yung boy at the left side, si Carl. At saka yung right side. Sa right side naman ay si Justine. So we can write a sentence like, Carl and Justine are boys who both love watching TV. Also, they like to eat popcorn while watching. Diba? Yan yung sentence na pwede nating mabuo based on the Venn diagram. Okay? So, pwede rin nating isunod na however, they have some differences. Like, yan, ano yung mga differences nila? Carl has a curly hair and he wears green slippers, while Justine has a straight hair who wears blue slippers. Carl likes to hold a popcorn tub, while Justine wants to sip a tumbler of soda. Okay, so ganyan po ang way kung paano tayo makapag-sulat ng paragraph based on the Venn diagram. Tapos marami tayong sinight or sinabi or sinulat na comparison and contrast sa dalawang bata. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga transition words na ginamit dyan? Sige nga, type kayo. Ano ba yung mga transition words na ginamit? Una muna sa comparison. How do you compare? So, makikita natin yan sa first paragraph, di ba? Okay. Can you give me the transition words used in the first paragraph to show comparison? Ayan. Kanina nag-answer. Ayan. Si Christine Abby Bolilan. Both. Tama ang answer mo. Ayan. Both. Carl and Justine are boys who both love watching TV. And may nag-answer na also kanina. Hindi ko lang mabalikan kung sino yon. Si Krishaline, yan, also. Tama rin ang answer mo, Krishaline. Now, on the second paragraph, alin pa ba ang transition words na ginamit in order to show naman contrast or their differences. However, very good. Yan. Unang-unang word in the paragraph. However, comma. So that really signals that the sentence or the detail you are writing tells about the differences of the two boys. At saka while, tama ka, Mendez Al. At saka si Chino nag-answer din ng however. Very good. So, nakikinig talaga kayo. Meron pa ba? Ayan. Wala na. However and while lang. Okay? So, let's move on to our next activity. Ayan. Identify natin naman yung mga nouns na kinompare like boys, di ba? Ayan. Ayan nga pala. May prepare nga pala ako ditong animation. Tama yung mga answers ninyo. Ayan ang kinompare natin. Curly hair wears green slippers, straight hair wears blue slippers, and popcorn tub and tumbler of soda. Okay? Yan. Ngayon naman, ipepresent ko ang isang Venn diagram. We will be comparing and contrasting rice terraces and plain rice fields. Okay? Like this. So, let us read the details about rice terraces. They are found on hills. They are on hills and mountains, like steps, more effort and time to farming tools and transport. Sa comparison naman, they are both paddy areas, both used to grow rice, corn, wheat, and other crops. And they both can be irrigated. Okay? Sa plain rice fields naman, yung difference niya from rice terraces, we have on valleys and plain, we have flat areas, we have more convenient transport of tools and other materials. Kung halimbawa naman given na yung Venn diagram, how do you write a paragraph? Okay, so ito yung example ng paragraph na pwede nating sulatin or ibigay based on the Venn diagram. Like, rice terraces and plain rice fields are alike in a few ways and different in many others. So, dito pa lang kita mo na ito yung topic sentence ng isang paragraph. And then, both are prepared paddy areas for planting rice and perhaps other crops. These two farmlands can be irrigated so that plants may have enough water to thrive. So, dito sa two sentences na to, pinapakita na it shows comparison using the signal word both. Okay, let's move on to the next sentence. However, rice terraces are pieces of sloped plains that have been cut into steps. They are commonly used to form on hilly or mountainous terrain. Yan. So, using the signal word however, you can immediately tell that this shows contrast, diba? The differences between the rice terraces and the plain fields or plain rice fields, okay? And then next sentence, on the other hand, plain rice fields or paddies are flat and wide surfaces of land, usually easy to transport farming tools and other equipment. Also, plain rice fields allow easier management of such materials. Through alike and different in more other ways, what matters most in both farms is the effective production of staple food such as rice, corn, wheat, and other crops. Okay. Yung on the other hand, it discusses again differences between the two subjects, rice terraces and plain rice fields, right? Okay. Tapos yung last sentence niya, ito yung concluding sentence sa paragraph. Yung concluding sentence niya ay yung though alike and different in more other ways, what matters most in both farms is the effective production of staple foods such as rice, corn, wheat, and other crops. So you can add concluding sentence. Kanina naman, meron tayong introductory sentence like yung rice terraces in plain, yung first sentence natin. Okay? So, ganyan po ang example or kung papaano magsulat ng isang paragraph about comparison and contrast. Okay? Sa tingin nyo, medyo mahirap, pero as you practice along the way, you can make paragraphs like this. Okay? Iwala lang, kumbaga. Now, let's have another activity. Si stripes and si freckles naman ang ating subjects for this activity. So, using a Venn diagram again, ayan, um, we can say that stripes and freckles are both best pets at home. They are soft, friendly, and loving. They enjoy playing outside. Now, si Stripe naman, which is a cat, si Stripe ay pwede nating sabihin, ayan, yung kanyang description. It has gray fur with black stripes and it has pointy ears. Okay? Si Freckles naman, of course, Freckles is a dog and it has white fur with black spots and it has floppy ears. Okay? And it fetches sticks. Now, using the Venn diagram I showed you a while ago and using some signal words that you can read here at the top part of my presentation, like, alike, in common, as well as similarly, both, also, to, same. You can use these to describe or to compare two things, okay? When you contrast naman, there are other signal words like on the other hand, but although, as opposed to, however, different or difference, in contrast, unlike or unlike, okay? So let's begin to write a paragraph or some paragraphs. Stripes and freckles are the best pets in the world. Okay, so pwede nyong isulat yan. Stripes is a cat, but Freckles is a dog. They are both soft, friendly, and loving. So, sa color coding natin, yung orange part, ano yung orange part? Okay, is that a comparison or contrast? Ano naman yung violet part or violet colored sentence? Is that a comparison or contrast? Sige nga, let me see. O, shout out daw, sabi ni Franco Gakuya. Hello to you. Okay, so ang first sentence, like stripes and freckles are best pets in the world, nakita natin sa Venn diagram kanina, this is a comparison. Diba? And then, yung second sentence, which is in violet colored text, ito ay contrast. They are different. Sabi nga, diba? Si Stripes daw ay cat, si Freckles ay dog. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Although Freckles has white fur with black spots, Stripes' fur is gray with black spots and her ears are pointy. Stripes and Freckles are alike in that they enjoy playing outside. The main difference is that Freckles likes to fetch sticks while Stripes plays with a ball of yarn. So, makikita nyo naman, it's sa bawat paragraph may combination of comparison and contrast, di ba? So, let us identify the signal words. Ano ba yung mga signal words na magagamit natin dito? Like, nasa na? Ayan, but, di ba? It signals comparison or contrast. Of course, contrast, di ba? Yan, chinek natin, nasa contrast. Ano pa? Itong both. Saan makikita si both? Of course, si both ay makikita sa compare. I-check ka natin. Check. Ayan. At although, saan makikita si although? Of course, nasa contrast. Ayan, naka-check. And then, alike. Saan natin makikita si alike? Of course, sa compare. Very good. And then, difference. So, difference is found under contrast. Okay, so yan po yung mga signal words na pwede nating gamitin to show comparison and contrast when you are writing paragraphs. Now, let's have this last activity, I guess. Ayan. Old school, new school. Okay, meron na kagad ako ditong Venn diagram. Okay, very short naman ito, so let me read this. I never thought I would homesick or feel homesick for my old school, but during my first week at my new school, I kept thinking how happy I had been there and how uneasy I was here. So, nakita niyo may comparison, ay may differences na agad, di ba? The trouble was, I didn't know anybody yet. At my new school, I felt at first that the teachers did not have time for me. Everybody seemed busy. Then I remembered the time when I first started going to my old school. I had felt the same way, a little lost and lonely. But after a while, I made friends. The strangeness wore off. Remembering that made me feel there was hope for my new school after all. Okay, so sa title pa lang, meron na tayong comparison and contrast. 'Di ba? Old school and new school. So we can show the similarities and differences of those two topics or subjects using a Venn diagram. Okay? So, papaano natin mako-compare yung dalawa? We can say that the old school and the new school is a place where we can learn things. Diba? And then dun sa author, sinabi ng author, he felt lost and lonely at first. Diba? Parehas niya naramdaman sa old school at new school yun. So we can write that detail at the middle part. How did he contrast the two, the old and the new one? Okay, punta tayo sa old school. Sabi niya, he thought of how happy he had been in that old school. Masaya siya, remembering what had happened to him. Ano pa? Dito naman sa new school, he thought of how uneasy he was here. Pinagkumpara niya, dati masaya siya sa kanyang old school. Tapos ngayong nasa bago siyang school, siya ay uneasy, malungkot. Okay? But, at the end of the paragraph, he said, he feel that there's hope after all. Diba? Yan yon. So, meron pa tayong ibang mga pwedeng ilagay dyan sa Venn diagram na pwedeng idagdag. Diba? So, ganun po ang pagsulat ng isang paragraph. Ganito ang way. And I told you naman the 3 steps, diba? You can read the paragraphs again para mas malinaw at mas maintindihan ninyo at makompleto ninyo ang Venn diagram. Okay, so what I have learned. Ayan. Going back to what we have talked about. Dun po tayo sa 3 steps yan at ating tatandaan. Choose the people or things or subjects you want to describe. Okay? So, hindi lang naman animals or places ang pwede nating i-describe. Okay? Magsabi or mag-comment nga kayo kung ano ang pwede nating i-describe other than animals and pets. Sino pa ba pwede nating i-describe? Pwedeng i-describe mo yung dalawa mong kaibigan. Diba? Pwedeng i-describe mo yung favorite food mo at favorite food naman ng iyong kaklase. Yan. May mga nag-answer na ba? Ayan. Si Christine Joy, Christine Abby Bulilan. Good afternoon. Pwede rin pong i-describe yung, okay, yung sarili mo po at yung kapatid mo po. Tama. Yes, kahit magkapatid kayo, ay meron din kayong pagkakaiba. You have your similarities and differences. Ayan, sabi ni Erica, current learning modalities po. Tama, pwede nyo i-compare and contrast yung learning modalities natin. Like online learning, like this, online learning tayo. Blended learning, yan, modular learning. Tama, ang gagaling nyo ha, Christianin and Erica. Yan, you gave me some ideas. Now, let's move on to the second step. Organize similarities and differences of your two subjects in a Venn diagram. Yung Venn diagram kasi is the best graphic organizer that we can use to show comparison and contrast kasi meron siyang overlapping circle which meron siyang middle part kung saan masusulat natin dun yung similarities naman. Okay? And left and right parts naman to show contrast. Okay? Sabi naman ni Krishalyn, yung mga online games and offline games. Yun, pwede rin, di ba? Ano ba yung mga online games at offline games? Hindi ko yata masyadong alam. Ang alam ko lang ay ML. Okay? Ang ML, online game, di ba, mga bata? Okay. Ano pa yung mga offline games? Ay, dati, yung mga, tawag doon, Candy Crush, no? Pwede siyang laruin offline. Yan. Next. Number 3 naman, tama daw sabi ni Krishalyn, opo. Use the transition or signal words like yung similarly, both, para sa similarities and differences naman such as but, however, while, and on the other hand. Ayan. So, kanina, punta tayo dun sa previous slide. Papakita ko sa inyo, ayan ang iba't ibang mga transition words na pwedeng gamitin. Madami sila na pwede natin gamitin to show comparison and contrast. Okay? Ayan. Yan. Okay, yan. Ngayon naman, para naman mas masaya ang ating online learning, mga bata, hinihiling ko sa inyo nang magpasa kayo ng inyong output. Yan, pagalingan tayo. Kita nyo ba sa screen? Okay, ano yung two subjects natin? Ano yung two subjects natin? Orange and apple. So, para siyang Venn diagram, di ba? Sa middle part, may detalye. At, ano naman yung sa contrast part? Ayan, nakikita natin. Malinaw ba? Yan. So, using that, ayan, orange and apple nga, sabi ni Kershal, using that Venn diagram, please write a paragraph showing comparison and contrast. Okay? Pwede nyo siyang ipasa dito sa aking Facebook page. Tandaan nyo lang, screenshot nyo na yung ating, anong tawag dito, yung HTTPS. Ayan. Yan ang screenshot nyo, tapos i-type nyo sa search engine, makikita nyo, Tutor Lilibet sa Facebook, sa aking Facebook page. Okay? Diyan nyo ipapasa ang inyong output. Okay? Malinaw naman, di ba? Malinaw ang ating direction. Gagawa kayo or you will write a paragraph based on the Venn diagram I'm showing to you. Ayan. Ayan, katulad daw ng PB at Sugar Rush. Ayan kanina. Okay, oo. Relate na relate sila sa mga games. Ayan, going back to your output, inaasahan ko magpapasa kayo mga active online learners sa aking Facebook page. Okay? Kahit short paragraph lang. Don't forget to use the signal words ha. Yung mga like, both, but, however, ayan. Para mai-compare nyo at may contrast ninyo ang dalawang subjects natin, which are oranges and apples. Okay? Yes po. Very good. Ayan. So, magkita-kita tayong muli sa susunod na Martes. Okay, what time? 3:40 to 4:20 p.m. Okay? Have a nice afternoon. Maraming salamat. Bye-bye. Thank you all. See you next week. Bye.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!